Hello and welcome back to another beautiful day, a beautiful winter day at that, along the McKenzie River. On this episode, we're going to be hiking to a remote cabin deep into the heart of the Willamette National Forest for an overnight stay. So with that, let's get going. We've got about a 5.5 mile hike to get there. Shouldn't be too bad though. Snow's not too deep, not too bad to walk on. So this is actually gonna be something new for me too. I've never actually gone solo backpacking or really camping in the woods like this in general. Do it a lot for work. I've spent the last 5 years kind of in this area for work, and because of that, I end up sleeping outside a lot. But that's typically with a group of like 10 to 20 people. So admittedly, I am a little nervous, but we got the cougar protection, some bear spray just in case as well. But nah, should be fine. Worked up quite the sweat. I mean, I always forget how hard it is to walk in the snow. Now that it's cleared out and there's no snow on the ground, at least right here, it's pretty easy going. For the most part, just gradually uphill, and we're just chugging along. And we're back to the snow. So along this trail, there's actually two different shelters, and I just got to the first one. Won't be camping at this one, but I'm gonna check it out anyways. Oh, wow. Oh, score, dude. Hell yeah. All the way up, it's been kind of secluded in the trees, but not sure what ridge we're looking at there. But it's so pretty. All the pines, the Doug firs, everything. Figured while we're here, take a little break. We're about halfway to our destination, the other cabin on this loop. Yeah, about 2.5 miles, 2.6 miles, hour, 20 minutes. Not really trying to push super hard or anything, just kind of going with the flow. I mean, it's, yeah, snowy in some areas, really clear in others. Pretty gradual uphill. I think I've done about 886 total feet coming up here so far. Shouldn't be too much more elevation to the other cabin. But yeah, take a little break, enjoy the views, drink some water. All right, back to it. I know why they did it, but I really wish that they put a trail sign, a second one, that's not 10 feet high, because otherwise it's got to be at least 4 feet of snow to really be able to read that. This video is just not going to do it justice, but this is a good 5-6 foot tree stump that somebody cut a long time ago with a little baby tree growing out of it now. It's just amazing to see such massive trees that are out here and all the work that they put in to get them down sometimes. It's starting to get a little bit overgrown. I imagine not too many people really come up here unless they're cross-country skiing or something, because I've seen some trail markers on the trees, but they're like 10-15 feet high for the most part, and not that many actual like footsteps in the snow. Finally back to no snow. That was a long push of it, and it was like a good 8-10 inches deep, maybe a bit more in some spots, but kind of rough for a fat boy like me. So we are 4 miles in, right at 2 hours, and got like maybe, almost got taken out, maybe about a mile and a quarter left to go until we're done. So we're getting there. It's like a never-ending cycle. Deep snow, pretty rough terrain, then it'll clear out, be nice going for a quarter mile, half mile, and then just back to deep snow. So We're almost there though. We're almost done. I'm almost 5 miles into this hike, so close. Oh man, what a good view. Something to always keep an eye out for while you're out hiking is dead trees, weak root systems. They're all over the place, and they're usually pretty obvious to see. You know, it doesn't have bark on it. It's got little pinholes in it. Generally pretty obvious. Like there's one kind of hard to see on the far left side of the trail. There's a snag right there, but always keep your head up on a swivel while you're out in the woods, especially while you're alone, because they can give out at a moment's notice, and if they're a snag, there's no telling where they're going to go. Another good indicator for a snag or a dead tree is, even if it doesn't look completely rotten or too bad at all, you'll see fungus growing on it. I haven't seen much out this way, but if I see one, I'll point it out to you. We made it. Oh my God. That is so cool. Just a little cabin on top of a ridge in the middle of the mountains. I'm sick of sled. Wow. Yeah, I could live out here. I'm moving to the mountains. All right, finally made it. 5.26 miles, about 2 hours and 40 minutes. So by no means, you know, fast. The snow was a lot more than I was expecting. I didn't think it would be that difficult, but here we are. Looks like people have been shooting the commode, so that's always exciting. Nothing special. Is that is a fork. You know what? Good for them. I don't know what the plan was, but good for them. All right, now that the fire started, I'm gonna go ahead and get my bed together. Probably don't really need this tarp, but I also don't really want to pop my nice expensive sleeping mat. This thing is dirty, Jesus. Last time I used it, I was in West Texas, and well, if you don't know much about that place, basically just sand. The one thing I definitely forgot though were comfortable shoes to wear indoors. All I brought were my hiking boots, and these things are pretty soaked right now. I did bring extra clothes so I can at least change and put on dry socks, dry underwear, you know, sweatpants and a dry shirt, but really wish I would have brought some, like, just something else to wear on my feet besides these boots. Okay, that's all squared away. That's butted up against there. Sleeping bag. All right, we are set up to sleep. Now, of course, the law of camping, you have to have at least some sort of alcoholic beverage. So I brought one Rainier. It's not cold right now, but if I bury it in the snow, come back for it in a couple hours, it's gonna be perfect. Now I have eaten basically nothing all day today, and it's 3:40 in the afternoon, so it's gonna be a very, very late lunch, but I think I'm gonna go with a beef stroganoff. I've been waiting for this all day. I am so hungry. I have a really bad habit of just not eating whenever I'm out and about like this. Hits the spot. And I wish you could see it better, but the colors of this sunset are just absolutely beautiful tonight. I'm gonna try to get some good pictures of it, but I'm not super hopeful just because of the lens that I brought along. This is a fixed 50mm, so it's not ideal for what I want to capture with this, but maybe it'll turn out good, maybe it won't. Yeah, I think it'll look decent. Not quite the shot I had in mind, but you know, that's just how it goes. I mean, regardless, it's a beautiful, beautiful sunset. I just wish I would have brought along a different lens, honestly, now. Next time. A little bit more water. I planned ahead. I brought some hot chocolate. Get my coffee beans out of here. Oh my God. Wish I had milk, honestly, but this will have to do. Well, cheers to my very first night out alone in the wilderness like this. And now I've eaten probably an absurd amount of mountain houses in my time, but I think that pad thai is by far the best one. You know, it's not terribly late. It's only about 7:30 right now, but I'm thinking I might just enjoy this hot chocolate and probably just watch a movie and go to bed. I'm actually pretty tired from the day. And snow definitely was a lot more than I was expecting it to be. But tomorrow, get up, got about a 2-mile hike back to my car. Not the way that I came, obviously. It's a continuation of this loop. Yeah, get up, take my sweet time in the morning, have a cup of coffee, maybe two, and you know, hit the trail and get on home. But this has been a blast. So unless anything crazy happens tonight, or if I'm able to get out, take some pictures of the stars if they eventually come out, bring you along with me. But if not, I'll see you in the morning. Really didn't sleep the best, but that's why we got coffee. The whole night last night, it sounded like something was clawing at the backside, the side of this cabin, and I couldn't figure it out because it sounded way too big to be any sort of like a mouse or anything like that. But I just couldn't figure out what it was. But I just went around back and I saw it. Let's see if it's still there. There you are. You kept me up all night last night. What were you doing back here? Where do you think you're going? I was freaking out over nothing. It all started at probably like 8:15. I was just laying in bed playing on my phone, and it sounded like something came up to the front of the cabin and it was just like clawing at the front door. And I was just like, what on God's green earth could this possibly be? You know, I kind of peeked outside the windows, couldn't really see anything. It stopped for a long time, and then I heard the same clawing kind of around the back, kind of on and off. But I figured, you know, doors are shut, it's a cabin, it's totally fine. But the whole night, it just nonstop, just clawing away at stuff, just making noise, and yeah, just a little grouse. So this has been fun, but I got to get packed up and get to stepping. Got about 2 miles back to my car, and then we're done. Wish that they made these bags just a little bit bigger sometimes. All right, well, it's 8:35 in the morning and we are stepping off back to the car. All right, we're about 1 mile in, got about 1 mile left. Last bit of this loop trail is basically just parallel to the highway. Well, I guess that I chose the right day to come out here. I just passed a group of hikers headed out to that same shelter I stayed at last night. So good timing for me. We made it. We survived. Well, hope y'all enjoyed that as much as I did. So I had a blast, and we'll see you in the next one.